Hi guys. Let's just go through some things that I do to get this project started. So you can see that I've opened up the InDesign document. Um, there's quite a few pages on here right now, but it's going to be up to you to determine how you use those pages, if you need to add pages, that sort of thing. You're going to need a cover and back cover, so this is going to be a self cover. That means that the right hand page up here will be your front cover, and this page over here is going to be your back cover. Then alternatively, if it was only 4 pages, this would be page 1 and page 2. Now, if you're going to do a self cover and you need to add pages, you have to add them by 4. So you're either going to have a 4-page document, or you're going to have an 8-page document, or you're going to have a 12-page or a 16-page. So that's sort of up to you. I'm just going to take you through a few of the things that I do when I'm putting together documents like this. So the first thing I want to do is just really copy fit it. So copy fitting is basically finding out how many pages it's going to fit in. So first thing I do is I know that my first 2 pages are going to be my front cover and back cover, and I'm really not going to be you would never really put body copy in these areas. Front cover is a cover, so that will have your basic generic information on it, the title, things like that. So really we're starting over here. So right now when I select the type, I can see that it's 9/10.8. So at this point, I'm just selecting it all, Command A, which is a good shortcut to learn. And I'm just going to go in. I'm going to make it freight. At this point, I'm going to make it all book. So 8 to 10 point is really where you should be in print documents. 9 is pretty standard. I'm going to make this 9/11. So at this point, all I have is this one box. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. So Command minus sign is a good key command to remember for zooming, and then alternatively to go in, you go Command plus. So Command minus to zoom out, Command plus to zoom in. So all I'm going to be doing here is basically setting my type from the top of the page to the bottom of the page. At this point, I could determine whether I want to go with 1 column, 2 columns, that sort of thing. So let's just say I'm not going to worry about my grid at this point. Really, I want to see how much text is in this document. So I'm going to click on this. The plus sign is going to give me another text box. And over here, I'm relatively going to use the same, well, I am going to use the same width text box here. Let's see. So you can see my copy is going to take 2 full pages. And at this point, I'm not worrying necessarily about setting it really nicely or putting any breaks in it for photographs or anything like that. I'm simply copy fitting it from top to bottom. So I continue to sort of bring in the same size text boxes, and it looks like, yeah, so this is the end of the story itself. If it went on further, you would see a little red X here, as if when you see that little red X in this box. So if I were to do this, you see how that, or it's actually a plus sign, not an X sign. Sorry, I'm an idiot. Red box plus means there's more text in the text box. So I pull it down and basically there. So right now, if I'm looking at a self cover, I'm looking at front cover, back cover one spread. So there's 4 pages, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I might be able to do this. I should be able to do this in 8 pages if I wanted to. So the one thing that you have to keep in mind is as you go through this thing, you want it to have pacing, you want introductions, you want pull quotes and things like that. So as I'm sort of copy fitting this thing, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll use things like I'll grab a box and I'll draw basically a gray box. I'll put a runaround on it. So what this does is I can start generally determining, okay, if I'm going to put in a pull quote, then I can basically say, well, okay, pull quote might take up this much room on this page. And so all it does is it starts reflowing your text. This is a pretty long page itself. So I know, for instance, that it's going to have a lot more breaks than that. So I'm going to take this box, I'm going to go Command C, Command V, which is a key command for copying and pasting. Command C to copy, Command V to paste. And I might go, okay, there's no way I'm going to have this much text. So I may use some sort of graphic, pull quote, combination of pull quote, graphic, photograph on here, and then when I go to the next spread, it's the exact same thing. There's no way anybody wants to read something that looks that daunting with that much text. So again, I may go, okay, well, just simply this could be a photograph over here. Maybe on this side, I look at putting in a pull quote, and I'm just using these boxes just to sort of indicate how much space something like a pull quote, inline pull quote, or a pull quote that bites into the paragraph would take. So I just kind of move things around and trying to understand, okay, what is how is my document looking? So now we know that we've gone past our 6 page. So I'll click on the red plus sign here, and then you can see the text on my cursor. That means there's more text on this document. So now I'll do the same thing on my last 2 pages. Another one there, and just to be ready, I'm actually going to click on this again, and I'm going to do this. Even though we know that there isn't any more text, as we sort of reflow this, there will be more text. So now, if you have a look at my document, cover, back cover, page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So 8 pages is what we're aiming for. That's basically front cover, back cover, inside 1, 2, 3, 4. So an easy way to figure these things out too, and I'll show you in a minute, is to do a little bit of pagination. So sometimes I'll do a thumbnail pagination. I'm just going to do it on the screen here. So I'm going to call this, basically all I'm doing is I'm just thumbnailing my document, right? So each side, it represents a page. So I'm going to take that, I'm going to get rid of my text box. I'm going to hide the guides for a minute. Command colon will get rid of it, the guides. So I'm going to select that, and I'm just going to do this. So basically, when you look at this pagination, I start over here. This is my cover and back cover. Now, if you were to flip that page over, you're going to get these two, right? And so that's basically the principle of print design, is that you're using all of the pages. So then if I were to do that twice, this is based on really one, basically you take one piece of paper and then you split it and you fold it. When you fold one horizontal piece of paper, you end up with 2 pages on this side and you ended up with 2 pages on this side. So basically, if you have 2 pieces of paper, you end up with 8 pages. So that's why in print design, everything is done in increments of 4 pages. So like I said, I'm going to take this, I'm going to keep going. I need to see my guides again. So I'm just going to copy fit this until it gets to here. Make this 2 columns. So at this point you can see that I'm only up to page 7 and basically a third. And that's okay, because the other thing now, that when you look at this document, if I zoom out, there's absolutely no way that I'm going to have a document that has, this is a very big, it's actually a very long page. So it's almost like a broadsheet, like a newspaper. So there is no way that I would have text that would run, the columns would be that long. So basically now at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a starting point for all of my columns, right? So I'm going to get rid of this and just move it down. So if I were to say, let's see, if I bring a ruler in and go, okay, I'm going to have things start at 3 inches. Then I'll just bring a guide over here. And now what I'm going to do is literally I'm going to have all of my columns start at 3 inches. And I still have this photo here that I put in. I'll just leave that for a minute. But now if I just kind of go, okay, well, let's just go through the entire document and, and reset our columns to all start at 3 inches. So I'm just clicking on the different pages, looking at my ruler, dragging them down. So grabbing my columns, dragging it down to, 3 inches. Grabbing my last page, pulling it down to 3 inches. Now you can sort of see that I'm on page 7 and 8, it gets to there. So now I can literally go in and do the same sort of thing. I might do, I might grab this box up here and just sort of, I'm just going to put it in here and then make it smaller, as if we were going to have a pull quote in there. So now when I'm sort of determining photographs or pull quotes, that sort of thing, I'm typically only ever going to have a pull quote on one page. I'm never going to have like 2 pull quotes on a page. So here I could say, well, this is basically, I could put a photograph up here, pull quote in here. That tells me that maybe with this pacing on this page, I would actually switch to something a little bit bigger. So maybe having quite a large image up here or some sort of artwork will change the pacing a little bit so that it doesn't seem so daunting. And then I'm just going to grab this one over here, copy it, paste it into here, and I might go, well, on the bottom of this page, I'm going to mix it up and have a photograph over here. Now you can sort of see, as I adjust this photograph or whatever it's going to be, it's adjusting it here. So I don't want to make it too drastic. So what I'll probably do is go over to here, and then maybe at the top of this column, I started off with a pull quote, right? So now you can sort of see there's a photograph over here, pull quote over here. Now we're getting close